Okay, good morning, students. So, in second unit, that is for self-generating sensors. So, we have completed the thermoelectric sensors. In that, we have discussed about the thermocouples, its principles, various effects, and various laws of thermocouples. And after, we have discussed about the pyroelectric sensors, where we have discussed about the different types of pyrometers. Now, in this class, we are going to discuss about the piezoelectric transducers. These piezoelectric transducers are having so many applications in industries. These are used for measurement of so many non-electric quantities such as displacement, pressure, force, acceleration, vibration, etc. Piezoelectric transducer is a active transducer and is also an inverse transducer. So why it is called an inverse transducer? How actually it converts a non-electric quantity to electrical quantity or electrical to non-electrical, so that we will see. So there are some separate materials are available for piezoelectric effect. So what is piezoelectric effect? What are the materials used? So that we will see. A piezoelectric material is one in which electrical potential or voltage appears across certain surface of a crystal if the dimensions of the crystal are changed by the application of a mechanical force. So this potential is produced by the displacement of charges, or simply you can say that when a mechanical force is applied on the piezoelectric material, it produces or it develops an electric potential or electrical voltage across its surfaces. Simply it converts a mechanical force into electrical voltage. A piezoelectric material is one which converts a mechanical force into an electric potential. So that is about piezoelectric material. It is one in which an electrical potential appears across certain surface of a crystal if the dimensions of the crystal are changed by the application of mechanical force. So actually what happens, we will see. And also this effect is reversible. That means conversely, if a varying potential is applied to the proper axis of the crystal, it will change the dimensions of the crystal, thereby deforming it. This effect is known as piezoelectric effect. When you are applying some voltage to the proper axis of the crystal, and if you vary the frequency or if you vary the potential, and it will change the dimension. That means it may provide some deformation or may provide some vibrations. So this effect is called a piezoelectric effect. So elements exhibiting piezoelectric qualities are sometimes called as electroresistive elements. So what are the piezoelectric materials? Commonly Rauchel salt, ammonium dihydrogen phosphate, lithium sulfate, dipotassium tartrate, potassium dihydrogen phosphate, quartz, ceramics A and B. These are the materials used for construction of piezoelectric transducer or which exhibit piezoelectric properties. Okay. So among all these materials, this quartz and ceramics are natural materials or natural crystals, whereas remaining all are man-made crystals. The ceramic crystals are also polycrystalline in nature. They are made up of barium titanate. Actually, at original state, in their original state, they do not possess or do not have any piezoelectric properties. But by using some special polarizing treatment, piezoelectric properties can be produced. So in original state, ceramic materials or ceramic crystals cannot produce piezoelectric properties. Just by properly providing a special polarizing treatment that can possess piezoelectric properties. That means it converts application of force into some voltage. So actually these two are natural. What are those? Quartz and ceramics. So actually the materials that exhibit a significant and useful piezoelectric effect are divided into two groups. Those are natural group and synthetic group. So quartz and Rochley salt belong to natural group, while the other materials like lithium sulfate, ethylene diamine belong to synthetic group. So now we'll see. If you take, this is a piezoelectric crystal and here I am using two electrodes. When we are applying some force, the thickness of this piezoelectric crystal changing. So they are not normal crystals. They are having some special property crystals, just like quartz. So when you apply the force, there is a chance of displacement of charge carriers in the crystal. So due to displacement of charge carriers, some voltage is produced. As the force applied, the thickness of this particular crystal is changing with some delta T. So due to this force application, there is a chance of displacement of charge carriers. That means from one place to another place. So across this, we are getting some output voltage. That is nothing but piezoelectric effect. And here the magnitude and polarity of induced surface charges are proportional to the magnitude and direction of force. So in which direction you are applying and how much amount of force is applied. So depending upon that, charge carriers produce. Okay, the same thing. Okay. So when you are applying some amount of electric force, it can generate some amount of voltage that can be displayed here, voltmeter. Actually we must have some animation, but it is not running. So I will show in the regular class. When you are applying some force, so that can generate some amount of voltage because of displacement of charge carriers. So what should be the properties of the piezoelectric crystal? That must provide that must have stability, and it must have high output insensitivity to temperature and humidity. That means even though temperature of the surroundings changes, the output voltage must not change. It must have high insensitivity to temperature as well as humidity. So if you are using some materials whose voltage is also changing due to temperature and humidity, then we may get some erroneous results. That means we are getting some voltage or electrical signal. In addition to the force, it produces some voltage due to temperature and humidity. That's why the material should have high output insensitivity to temperature and humidity. And it should have the ability to be formed into most desirable shape. So if you want any type of shape, that must form into the desirable shape. So out of all the materials, quartz is the most stable piezoelectric material, but its output is quite small, whereas Rochley salt provides highest output but can be worked over a limited humidity range and has to be protected against moisture. Even though it is providing highest output voltage, but we must use within the limited moisture or humidity. So the highest temperature limit for this is 45 degrees centigrade only. Whereas barium titanate has the advantage that it can be formed into variety of shapes. So if you observe these three properties, this stability is provided by the quartz, whereas high output voltage can be provided by the Rochley salt, whereas third one to form into most desirable shapes, that is by the barium titanate. And it is also having some higher dielectric constant, and whereas some natural crystals possess the advantage that they have higher mechanical and thermal stability, and they can withstand higher stresses, and they have low leakage and have a good frequency response. The synthetic materials have higher voltage sensitivity. Using these piezoelectric materials, piezoelectric transistors can be used in a variety of applications. So normally in microphones also, the sound pressure, whatever you are going to speak, so the sound pressure is converted into electrical signal, and this signal is amplified ultimately to produce a louder sound. So everywhere we are using these piezoelectric materials. So nowadays if you are having any four-wheelers, that is automobile, seat belts also, we are using this piezoelectric material. It is also used in some medical diagnostics. It is used in electrical lighter, used in kitchens. Like that they are having used in inkjet printers. So now we'll see some applications. So when you are applying some pressure or some shock or sound, it produces the voltage. That means it converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Or if you are applying the voltage which is varying voltage, then because of that varying voltage there is chance of displacement can take place. Sometimes it will produce some force, vibration and sound wave. Okay, so this is the producing the force, voltage develop, we'll see. So this is the force summing member, this is the diaphragm. When you are applying the pressure, this diaphragm will convert the pressure into some displacement. Then the crystal undergoes some changes in the dimensions. Due to changes in the dimensions, output voltage is produced. So like that it can be used for measurement of pressure. So pressure directly can be converted into mechanical displacement by using the diaphragm. So that is coupled to the crystal, and then output voltage change. So because of this, as the pressure increases, displacement increases, that can change the dimensional changes, that can provide the dimensional change in the crystal, which provide the output voltage. So if you observe this normal piezoelectric sensor, so generally piezoelectric crystal is sandwiched between the two metallic electrodes, and on the top side we are providing some mass, and whereas in the bottom we are having the base. So this arrangement can be used for measurement of some force as well as some vibrations, we will see. So in this diagram if you observe, the crystal is sandwiched between two metallic electrodes, and entire sandwich is fastened to a base which may be a floor of a rocket. A fixed mass is placed on the top of sandwich. This is a fixed mass. So the mass exerts a certain force on account of acceleration on the crystal, due to which a voltage generated. When there is amount of acceleration in the base or in the rocket, so this mass can exert some amount of force in the crystal. So due to this force, some voltage is developed. So the acceleration is applied to the base, due to which mass produces a force. The mass is here fixed. So therefore the force is proportional to acceleration. As we know that F equal to ma, mass into acceleration. So here mass is fixed. Therefore whatever the force is developed, that is proportional to acceleration. So therefore whatever the voltage produced, that is proportional to the force, and hence it is proportional to the acceleration. So likewise it can be used for acceleration measurement, pressure, force, and these piezoelectric crystals can be operated in different modes. Those modes are thickness shear, phase shear, thickness expansion and transverse expansion. So due to which there is dimensional changes. Thickness means, so in this direction if you are going to apply some, in these two directions if you are going to apply some longitudinal force, the thickness of this crystal will be decreased or increased. So like that also some dimensional changes will occur, which will provide some amount of voltage. This is nothing but phase shear. Simply we are applying the deformation in this direction, therefore where it is going to produce some displacement. Like that thickness, here thickness can be increased, here thickness can be reduced, this here it can be increased. This is nothing but phase shear, transverse expansion. So like this different way we can convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy. So in the next session we will go for other types of sensors.